So for this video, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the sample of the genre analysis that's in our project folder. So you can go ahead and see that it's right here at the bottom of the main project folder here for the genre analysis. It's kind of towards the bottom. So go ahead and click into that. Open it up. So I just kind of want to give a brief overview of this assignment. So you can kind of tell just by glancing at it a couple of things. For one, it's longer than it has to be. So your assignment needs to be 4 to 5 pages. This one's 7, right? So although I do think that 7 includes a works cited page, so yours should be 4 to 5 pages, not including the works cited page. You can see that the student decided to open with an introductory paragraph. I think that's a really good idea. This paper got an A minus, so this is a good sample. So the introductory paragraph here just kind of basically talks about the discourse community and gives the reader a little bit of information about that discourse community. In this case, it's supply chain management. And it talks a little bit about, genres in the supply chain management. And then it's pretty standard the way that the organization goes with this. You can see that there's a section then that's talking about identification, right? Because what your paper is supposed to do is it's supposed to be composed of three different sections: identification, analysis, and then reflection. So if we go ahead and take a peek at this identification section, you can see that what the student's kind of done, and I think it works well, is he started with discussing the supply chain article. He's going to be discussing two. So he begins with, a couple of paragraphs discussing some of the things about the format of the supply chain article that he read. And so he spends several paragraphs doing that. I think he spends 3, maybe it's 4 even. And then as we kind of come down, he then transitions into the writing studies paper, and then goes into the format and the stuff and a paragraph there. I think one of the reasons why maybe this paper got an A minus instead of an A is that it's a little bit unbalanced. Not that you had to spend equal time on everything, but it seems like there was a lot more time spent on the one article, identifying the formatting issues and those kinds of things, than on the second one. And then also as well, if you can see, this analysis section is fairly short. So I think that the analysis, this paper would have been better. I mean, it's a good paper, but it would have been better with a little bit more analysis. But you can see that, he started with the identification section where he went through several paragraphs identifying formatting features on one paper, and then went through the second paper, and then moved into the analysis section. And I think he does the same I think he kind of bounces back and forth between the two articles here. And then he moves into, and you can see it's a kind of a short section. So like I said, if it kind of went into a little bit more on that analysis. And, I think it's a little trickier. The identification section is going to focus on things like the citation style, discussing how the sections are presented, whether there's headings or not, and if there are headings in different sections within the articles, how long they are, are some of the sections shorter, those kinds of style features, right? And the analysis section, we should be thinking about how these conventions indicate the way that the genre supports the discourse community. So, we want to be thinking about what do these format kind of features, what do they say about the goals and the values of your discourse, of the discourse communities that you're looking at. And then you can see that the third section kind of ends with this reflection section, which can be fairly short. One paragraph is fine. And in this reflection, it's just, talking about what you've learned either, through this process, through your process of looking at these two different articles. And then you can see there should be a bibliography here. So there should be a works cited page listing the, using the proper format for the articles that you used. So I think that the main, I think this gives you a good idea of the organization and the structure, and you can kind of take a closer look at it yourself to see exactly, how the student identified and presented that information. And I think that another good thing to kind of keep in mind is to, while you're writing this paper, I can bounce back over to it here, is to, really kind of keep in mind these, there's several questions here within this identification section, and several questions that you can kind of get you thinking within the analysis and the reflection sections as well. So, you probably won't be able to answer all of those questions, but those are the kinds of things that you should be looking into and discussing within your paragraphs. Okay, so like I said, you can go ahead and read through that sample on your own in more detail, and let me know if you have any more questions. Okay.